Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Zachariah the Ghost. Guys, today I was just watching episode 18 of The Wife. Remember, we are still on season 1. Now, episode 18 might be a bit longer. You might want to have a glass of water and sit down if you want to understand the beauty of episode 18. Now, it's well produced. One thing for sure that I respect about this episode or about the production team is because of they decided to give us only one location. It was just the wedding, the whole episode. But they had, the flashbacks to put the dots together so that once you are watching the whole episode, you understand how the TV show is written. You understand how genius the director decided to put pieces together to make this amazing episode. It's a great episode because we have seen that the Zulu brothers, they were looking good. They were in suits. Everything was fine. We saw that Mqhele, he was the cameraman. He was given the role to take as many pictures as he can, while Mqhele was panicking because it's his big day, and he is keep on saying, I need that beer. I need you to give me that beer. Because we have seen Nkosana saying, no, we cannot give you another beer because we don't want you to stumble. We don't want you, to embarrass us. This is your big day. You are doing a great job because of we, as your older brothers, we were supposed to be the ones who are getting married before you to show you the way. But we are grateful because of you are our younger brother, but you're deciding to get married. And he called Mqhele and he said, you see what your brother is doing. I want you to follow his footsteps. Find a good woman and marry so that you can also start a family. And one thing that I also liked about that scene was that all the Zulu brothers were there. Despite their differences, they were there to support their brother Mqhele, because we saw that also Kawe was there making phone calls, making sure that the wedding can run smooth, and he was also, the one who was carrying the rings so that he can give, the ring when it's that time. That means he was the best man, how I look at things. But, we saw that Nkosana spoke with him and he said, can you please give me those rings? And he took the rings and he checked them and everything was fine, and he put it in his pocket. Because I was like, he might sabotage that, give them, the box without the ring inside. But when you open it and you find out that the ring is still there, and that's when Nkosana put it in his pocket. So I like that scene because of now, it shows that they are solid together, even if they do have their differences. But when it comes to a big day or supporting each other, they forget about their problems and they do support each other. Now, on the other side, we have seen that Hlomu was, in her makeup room whereby she's getting ready. She was looking beautiful. They showed us the wedding dress. And while she was still sitting there, she noticed that outside, because people were packed outside, her mom was there, her father was there, also Langa, the twin brother. And she realized that there is a guy who she saw in the new Zulu house. The Zulu brothers, remember, they just bought the new house. She saw this guy talking to Sambulo when they were in the house. And now she see the guy again. He is standing there with Sambulo and Mpande. And this is the same guy that she saw on the previous episode when he was wearing the security uniform, transporting that money, working for that security company. And she realized that this guy is very close to the Zulu brothers, and that's the reason why he's at the wedding and he's working for this security company, which has all the information of which car, will go which direction and how much money is there. And she was been investigating the story, knowing that there is somebody from the inside who is giving people who are doing the heist, information. That's when she decided to call Constable Mabasa. I think it's Mabasa. Constable Mabasa, to ask about the case of saying, till now we don't find the dog yet. Mabasa was like saying, we still don't find the dog yet. And remember also about the explosive, it's a dead end because these guys are manufacturing their own explosive. It went back to the garage. When she stepped into the Zulu house, she found out that there was a black, dustbin bag, which is full with ashes that she doesn't understand. She asked, Mqhele about those ashes, and Mqhele said, no, those things are for the garden. It didn't ring. She didn't get the whole message when he was like saying that, and she was like, why are you dealing with the garden stuff? But when she was talking to Constable, and she said, can you please identify the guy who was arrested, since you said you don't find the docket? Constable was like saying yes, he had a red hair and he was wearing also the earrings. And now when she checked, she found out that Mpande has the red hair and also the earrings. Now she started to put the dots together, and she found out that the guy who was arrested is Mpande, and the guy who's standing there with Usambulo, he is the same guy who is has been in the Zulu house. Now what happened next is that she said, can you please send me a footage of the crime scene, the CCTV video of what was happening. Now when the detective or constable is sending that through her email, that's when she realized that the guys were wearing balaclavas, but the watch that she gave Mqhele as a present, Mqhele was still wearing that watch. Now she find out that actually Mqhele was at the crime scene, and Mqhele is the same guy that she's going to get married to today while everybody is waiting for her. After she find out that Mqhele was at the crime scene, because of now she can identify him with the watch, she was very upset. She didn't want to talk to anyone. She locked her room, not knowing that her best friend Mqhele will come looking for her, because they had to prepare and they were already late. Now Mqhele arrived and she found out that, she locked herself in the room and she doesn't want to talk to anyone. She tried to call her, the phone ring, but he doesn't pick up the phone. She had no choice but to go outside and speak with Mqhele and tell Mqhele that, look, Hlomu locked herself in the room and she doesn't want to speak with anyone. Mqhele went there to see what is the problem, and when he found out that the door is locked and he didn't have any time to go look for spare keys, he broke the door, went inside to speak with her. She was very upset. She didn't want to talk to him. She said, you lied to me. You told me that the money we are making is from the taxi business, but it wasn't the truth. You know exactly what you are doing. She took out the ring and gave it to him. That's when he understood that it's over, and he confessed, and he said, look, we are doing the heist, and I am trying to protect you. That's the reason why I was not telling you. While they were busy talking, that's when the rest of the Zulu brothers showed up in the room. And the scene, that scene right there, it was amazing, because when the Zulu brothers showed up, they went to check what is going on in the room, simply because of the door was broken. They thought maybe Hlomu was attacked by someone in there. That's the reason why she didn't come out, because everybody was waiting for her. Only to find out that Hlomu, found out, knows the truth, that they're doing the heist, because Mqhele had to tell them that, look, she knows what we are doing. And that's when Ngoba became very angry, said, we told you that she's going to sell us out, and we cannot let us do that. And he decided to take out the gun. That scene, it's one of those scenes that I looked at it and understood the reason why Hlomu continued with the wedding. Because of after Ngoba took out the gun, Mqhele also took out the gun. Mqhele was wearing a suit, ready to marry Hlomu, while he had the gun on him. That was something else. And now when they start pointing gun at each other, that's when we saw Sambulo also taking out the gun and pointing to Mqhele. And he was like saying, my brother, I'm so sorry, but we cannot let this woman, go and write the story about us, because we are going to go to jail, and who will look after our children? And now it was 2 against 1, because Mqhele was pointed by 2 guys with a gun, and they wanted to make sure that they kill Hlomu. Now he had to stand in front of Hlomu so that he can protect Hlomu. And the nicer thing happened when Kawe, decided to take out 2 guns, and he pointed Ngoba and Sambulu. Now guns were drawn to all the Zulu brothers, and Nkosana was right there saying, what are you guys doing? Because Kawe was like saying, we don't kill women. We don't do that. We respect women as Zulu brothers. And that was one of those great scenes that I sat down and I looked at it over and over again. And they didn't want to stop doing what they were doing because they were pointing guns at each other. And I remember even Mqhele was counting so that Mqhele can move, because he wanted to do what he wanted to do to Hlomu. That's when, the child came running and he was like saying, I am hungry, and Nkosana was like saying, what are you guys doing? You cannot point guns at each other in the presence of a child. We don't have enemies here. Our enemies are outside and we cannot kill each other. After that scene, they went outside to tell the pastor that the wedding is over. They cannot continue with the wedding. In the meantime, that's when Langa had enough of alcohol and decided to take the mic and speak with his father, Dladla. And he was like saying, I know that you don't want me happy, because he decided to come with a partner because he just had, a partner, and the guy is white. So when he introduced his new partner to the father, when he was like saying, this is my man, the father, Mr. Dladla, felt offended of saying, you are a man, how can you tell me that another man is your man, And that scene also, it was a great scene because they addressed it so well, because Mrs. Dladla was trying very hard to calm Mr. Dladla down, of saying, why don't you just greet the new boyfriend and forget about these things? Why are you fighting? You're like embarrassing us, and it was a great scene because, Langa decided to speak his mind, to talk about the way his father, treat him, and also the way the Zulu brothers treat him, and it was a great scene until, we saw Mqhele decided to remove him from the stage simply because he was saying too many things and he was very disrespectful to his father also, and that was just the scene, man. Before the pastor can announce that the wedding, is cancelled, people can just go home, that's when we have seen Hlomu walking, wearing a wedding dress. And that showed me that she sat down and she understood that she has no way to run, because of the only people who can protect her, who can keep her alive, is the same people that she's been investigating them, the same people who are doing the heist, because she had nowhere to run. Even if she go to KZN, Mqhele will go and find her. And Mqhele and Mqhele, they are the two brothers who really loves her so much, who are willing to shoot other Zulu brothers for her safety. So it was like, that was mind-blowing, man. Brothers are willing to kill other brothers to save her, and she's trapped in between the two brothers, and that was amazing. And they got married, and that was a great scene, man. Episode 18, it was one of those, man. And when I sit down and I look at it over and over again, and I've seen that, there was a time whereby Lance was like sitting down at the wedding, waiting for Hlomu to come out, and Lerato called Lance and said, I am trapped in this guy's bathroom. Can you please come and rescue me? But I understood that Hlomu didn't want Lance to see her getting married to Mqhele after she just found out that Mqhele is the one who was doing the heist. So she called, Lerato, so that Lerato can make a plan so that, Lance can be moved from the position where he was. So we really don't know why, she decided to do that. But I understand why she continued to get married to Mqhele, because she had no choice. Even if she will cancel the wedding, but she was not safe, because of now the Zulu brothers they were going to look at her as an enemy to the family. But if she's married to them and she's every day in the house with them, that means they will sit down and say, now she's the part of the family. We don't have to do what we wanted to do to her. We need to know that she's one of us, and she will stop running with the story. And guys, episode 18 was amazing, and what a way of having the episode. Only one location, everything was happening. Mr. Dladla didn't know what to do because Langa was confronting him, and Langa was like talking about the way he feels, and Guys, I appreciate you guys showing me love and support. I enjoyed episode 18. You can write down your comment and I will be happy to read them and respond. Thank you.